Welcome everybody. I am Robin, the eldest of Vi's 4 children. I would like to give an overview of the life of our mother and gran, having known her myself for more than 60 years. Mum lived through hard times. She was practical, resilient, strong and brave, a pioneer of her time, a worker. She had a life of ups and downs, but above all else, she loved her family to bits. Mum was so proud of each and every one of us. Mum and Dad married in 1949 and built a house in Chadstone. They both worked in the family picture theatre in Oakley. I arrived very soon after. However, a farming life was always calling them. In 1952, Dad bought the first farm in Melton. With myself, a 2-year-old, and Val on the way, Mum left her big family and began country life. Only recently she told me how terribly she missed her family. She remembered from childhood how to milk a cow, chop wood, cook on a wood stove, and there began the scones, sausage rolls and sponge cakes we all remember so well. So life settled down. However, Mum wanted to learn to drive. Now Dad, being the man he was, saw no reason for this, but Mum, being the woman she was, would have none of it. So she hip-hopped around the paddocks, got a few tips from neighbours and taught herself to drive. With no licence, she would drive 2 miles to the highway, then walk the last part to do her shopping, now with 2 children in tow. That determination continued through her entire life. Not to be daunted, that was Mum. 2 years later came the move to a larger farm at Springhurst. We were 4 miles from town, very old house, no power, no garden, kerosene lamps and copper for washing and a backyard loo, further still away from her precious family. Despite these things, Mum soon came to love the northeast with its great climate. She loved the sunshine. She made friends as always and set to work. Money was always tight and so was Dad. Undaunted by this, she built a beautiful garden, grew veggies, learned to preserve, cooked for shearers. She was at Dad's beck and call for the farm and the list goes on. As you have heard, Mum was a beautiful dressmaker. With only the child endowment of 5 shillings a week and a Singer sewing machine, we were always beautifully decked out. Having had hand-me-downs herself, she was having none of that for us. I have forgotten to add here that by this time, Mum secretly took herself off to Rutherglen with her neighbour. Upon return, presented Dad with the driving licence. Springhurst days were happy, busy days for all of us. Another baby, Janice, arrived for Val and I to boss around, and life went on. 5 years later, Greg arrived, a brother to spoil. We stayed 10 years, until Dad was restless again. Short stay in Brit near Balmoral, then off again to Lake Bolac in 1965. Uncle Doug taught Mum to make rock gardens, so we had heaps of that. She went to night classes at the local high school and learnt woodwork, still got all that stuff too. The life-changing move at age 40 was taking a weekend job at the Bolac Telephone Exchange. Now she was earning her own money and that meant the world to Mum. There was no stopping her now. After moving to Ballarat in 1974, she decided to take a relieving postmistress position for 2 years. At the same time, she decided to study VCE Australian history. Mum was also a lovely knitter. With her newfound confidence, at age 56, saw a shop for sale and bought It's Wool in the main street of Ballarat. With her younger assistant, Liz Bryan, teaching her, and her old friend from Bolac, Sheila Murray, helping, they were a great team. All the children and grandchildren wearing the latest knitwear. 3 years passed, Dad restless again. He convinced Mum that they should buy a motel in Donald. We never got that. Another 2 years passed with grandchildren arriving, more sewing and knitting. Then retirement at Avenel, where Mum took up golf in a big way and made more friends again. She continued golf, making fruitcakes for anyone going through tough times. Then mobile phones came in. Dad said, ridiculous. So, of course, Mum went and got one. Mum wanted to learn computer skills. Saw training at Euroa, so off she went and did that. In 1990, Mum and Dad moved to Euroa. At age 80, Dad developed Alzheimer's disease. Mum bravely cared for him at home. Then Val became ill, and Mum was never quite the same after her passing. But Mum's motto was, you do the best and you do what you have to do. And mostly she enjoyed her life, with her little dog Donna always by her side. Mum could be a handful at times. She was strong-willed, feisty, called a spade a shovel, but that was Gran. She loved us all and we loved her. 2 years ago, Mum was struck down with motor neurone disease. She fought it with courage and battled on. No way, no nursing home for her. She thumped the table and wrote on her whiteboard, no, no, no. She could neither speak or eat. She walked that long road with little Donna till she could walk no more. Rest now, Mum dear. Yours has been a life well lived. I'll ask for a quiet moment and we'll listen to this song. It's an old tape of Dad singing and Mum just loved it. It's called Tiny Old Town. I dedicate it to the lovely people of Euroa who were so kind to Mum.